Hi, welcome to A Dash of Therapy. I'm Dr. Samantha Bartram, a UK trained counselling psychologist and psychotherapist. Today, I want to talk to you about some of the traps and patterns that I see couples getting into with respect to communication and conflict. One of the biggest issues that I see in my practice between couples around conflict is that they get into this pattern or trap of needing to be right. So there'll have been a situation or a disagreement or something that's happened that they're having an attempt to resolve between them. But when they both have different experiences and perspectives on that situation, then it can become quite tricky, because what happens is they get into fighting over the details. Who said this? Who said that? You did that. Well, you did this. And if you hadn't have done. And of course, they both have very often different experiences. And so the conflict then becomes another conflict then arises around who's right and wrong over the original. And you can see how these things escalate and they don't get anyone any further forward. So I see a lot of couples arguing over these details, trying to get the correct version or get a version that they can agree on, and arguing over the details, and it really gets them nowhere. And it's a real trap. It's a real trap, and actually both parties end up feeling misunderstood, frustrated, angry, hurt. It's just not a helpful position to be in. What could be more helpful is to get out of drop the idea that you both need to agree on the version of events. You don't need to agree. And to accept that there's space for both of your realities and experiences. And actually, the most important thing for you as a couple is to really understand one another's experience. It's not to say that if you understand and validate your partner's experience that you're therefore saying they're right and you're wrong. It's not that at all. But it is important to hear, okay, what was this like for you? What did you think? What was that? What was your experience? That's going to bring you a lot closer. And if you can hear your partner's experience, they're more likely to hear yours. Everyone's defences are lowered. Everyone, it naturally brings those defences down and creates space for hearing and listening. But when there's the threat of conflict, of course, those defences are up and listening is obstructed. It's not possible to really hear one another, is it? When we feel like we're under attack or that our outlook is being threatened or judged. And what tends to happen is when couples can start to hear and appreciate one another's points of view, perhaps they do also see, oh, okay, that makes sense. Maybe there was something there that I can take responsibility for. And taking responsibility is also key in all of this, of course, which perhaps is another video that I should talk about, taking responsibility. But for now, I think the kind of the motto is the goal is to understand, not agree. And if you can move or shift closer to that position, which is, okay, I don't have to agree. This isn't taking anything away from me. If I listen and try to understand, I still have a valid outlook and perspective too. And that also deserves to be listened to and understood. Then, that can really help you to both heal and to start to bridge that gap in communication. And that's what's really needed. So, this can be very difficult if there's a lot of ongoing conflict and the relationship and the communication has really broken down. So there are different tools and techniques and guidance as well for how to communicate, and always speaking about the I, not when you did this. Try and avoid the you word. Don't talk about the other person, you. Always talk about my experience. I felt, I saw this, or I see it this way, or I had, if you talk about it that way, that's also a really good, useful technique for keeping everything in that safe space and also opening up the possibility for your partner to hear you. So there's a few things to think about there, but the most important is the goal is to understand, not agree, trying to create a space where you can both be heard and validated. That doesn't mean right or wrong. In fact, you know, it's a lot, perhaps a good way to look at it, or a helpful way to look at it, is that you're both right. There's grains of truth in both of your outlooks and perspectives, and you both deserve to be heard, don't you? So if you like this video, please hit the like button. If you've got any comments or experiences you'd like to share, please drop them in the comments below. And it would be wonderful if you could subscribe to my channel as well, to help me grow and reach a broader audience. Thank you.